Hello everyone and welcome back to Make or Create Live. Today we are doing another digital animation, but this time a little bit different, a little bit special. Today we're going to be doing digital animation, drawing digital animation of silly faces, and it's all part of the Summer Reading Challenge. But before we get into all of that, I'm going to introduce who else is here today. Of course, as normal, we have Ian on the buttons, the ones and twos. How's it going, Ian?
Yeah, not too bad. How is everybody? Let us know in the comment section wherever you're watching us. We love to know that you're here, you're happy, and if you want to say where you're watching us from, that'd be amazing, and we might be able to give you a shout out a little bit later on.
Definitely. Brilliant. So I guess just before we get started, just to say a massive thank you to Cheshire West and Chester. That one's a hard one to say and get right. Cheshire West and Chester libraries, who are partnering us today on this stream and making it possible. They are amazing. We love going out and about, and we've done lots of things in Chester before. We do a lot of stuff as well with Story House and things like that. So big shout out to anyone that is seeing us or hearing us because they've seen it from the publicity that they've been doing about this stream. Let us know where you are, as Ian was saying. We'll give you a big shout out, but wherever you're from, thanks for joining in. As part of that, one of the things that they wanted us to tell you about is the Summer Reading Challenge and Silly Squads in particular. I don't know if many of you know about Silly Squads, but they've got loads of challenges going on this summer all around, helping people get into reading, completing the Summer Reading Challenges, and the website is www.sillysquad.org.uk. So you can go on there and check that out and find out a little bit more about what they're offering and what you can do. But also, Cheshire West and Chester have also got their own website with local competitions and local events and things like that. So if you are from that area and you're wanting to find out what's going on locally and what you can get involved in, if you go over to this address here, which is www.cheshirewest.gov.uk/read. Yeah, and give them a look and see what's going on, because we are getting to the point now where people are allowed to go back out again and things are starting to happen. So you never know, there might be an actual in-person event that we can get to rather than just all these still very fun and very cool virtual ones. But I don't think you can beat going and seeing people in person, can you, and doing stuff like that. So hopefully they are running some cool stuff like that for you to get involved in. Brilliant. So just before we get started, I'm aware that we might have some people that this is the first time with us today. So what you're going to need to do today to take part in the session is you're going to need a device. One for watching us on, but also another device for taking part on. I'm using an iPad here today, but this app that we use, Flipperclip, big shout out to Flipperclip, is available on Android, it's available on Apple, it's available on Google, pretty much any smart device. It doesn't have to be a tablet either. If you've got a tablet, brilliant, but it also works on smartphones and things like that. So if you're sat there going, oh, I've not downloaded it yet, go to your relevant store, so Google Play Store or Apple Store, and if you just search for Flipperclip, it'll come up straight away. It's a free app and it's brilliant. So get in there, download it, and then you might want to pause this video while you're downloading it, but if you've already got it set up, you're good to go. We'll get started, we'll get cracking in on it. Cool. So what we're going to be doing today is making a silly face animation, and we had a quick play around with it the other day, and we were trying to decide how to do it, and we decided to actually animate on top of our own faces. So we're going to be doing a video where you will make yourself look really silly, or someone else. Actually, you could take a picture of someone else. I should take a picture of Ian, see how silly I could make Ian. He's not going to put his own face on TV now while we're doing that one. He didn't look best impressed with that idea, but we're going to be making our own faces look silly. So we're going to be
my face is silly. Doesn't need any extra help. Thank you very
much. But we're going to be looking at frames. We're going to be looking at layers. We're going to be looking at some of the different drawing tools that we've got inside the copy and pasting. So loads of different bits and bobs to make our animation. So just like in Blue Peter, here's one that I've made earlier. So if I find my Flipperclip app, there it is. It's the one that looks, it's like a little drawn film reel, but I think looks like a kind of warning signal or something like that. But I made one last night. So here's my silly face one from last night. Let's have a look at it. And so you can see we've got the eyes rolling round. We've got a little bit of snot coming out of my face. I'm particularly proud of the snot bubble. That one I felt was possibly one of my finest animation moments. And I also got a lightning bolt going down my head with a little bit of a fade on the colour. Should we put our first question out there, Ian, then after that one? So our first question for you is going to be, did anyone spot the hidden book reference that I put in my animation there? So a little bit of an Easter egg, as we are being partnered by Cheshire, West and Chester Libraries. I thought what better to do than put a little Easter egg inside my animation, my pre-made animation there. So yeah, let us know up in the comments, or there might be a question on screen, or if you're on YouTube, on the comments. If you're on Twitter, send us an @. If you're on Periscope, same deal. If you're on Twitch, send us a message. Wherever you're watching us, send us a message and let us know if you spotted what was in my animation there. Brilliant. Right, I reckon I've done enough waffling now. I reckon we're all right to get started in it. So what I want you all to do is, if you are ready and you've got Flipper Clip open and launched, sometimes depending on the side of your screen it looks slightly different, but all the buttons are always there. They might just be in a tiny bit of a different place. So, but the first thing to do to start a new project is you click this big red plus button in the bottom right hand corner, and it asks you a few things. So the first thing it asks you for is a name. So I'm going to call mine Funny Face. Funny Face. Don't worry too much about the title at the moment, because you get to change this later on if you want to, or you can even export it as a different name as well. So it's not the end of the days if you put it in as one thing and you decide you want to change it. Normally what I do next is go onto my background, but for this one, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go onto the canvas size next first and sort that out. So I think on all the other videos that I've done that have gone out live so far, I've used YouTube 720 because I quite like shooting in landscape and putting it out there. But actually today I'm going to go into a square, more of a square than a rectangle. So what I'm going to do is click on where it says YouTube 720, and I'm going to change this. And the third one down is Instagram 11. And when you see 11, that basically means one by left, one down. X and Y is both 1 and 1. So that's what we're going to choose. So sometimes it doesn't matter if your finished video is actually going to go out to Instagram. If you just want to do shooting a square, if you do the 1 by 1, that'll put it into a square, and you can see that it's 720 by 720, and that's perfect, and that's what I want to do. So there's a little hack for you. It doesn't have to go out to Instagram when you're choosing this. That's just the shape of it. So 1 by 1. I'm fine with 12 frame rates per second, so I'm just going to leave that as it is, but you can, if you want to, click on it and slow it down. The lower it goes, the less pictures you need to draw per second, but the more kind of jittery it gets. And the higher it goes, the smoother the animation, but the more frames that we have to draw per second to be able to get it to look that way. So I tend to feel like 12's quite a nice happy medium, where you don't have to draw 20 shots per second, but it still looks quite smooth. So I tend to stick around that, and that's what I'm going to go with today. So I'm going to give that a tick. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my background. So I'm going to click on the background here, and they've got some pre-built ones in there that you can use. These nice ones that look like paper. We've got some kind of scenes in there, so sometimes they're quite nice to use in things that we're doing. Some patterns, but what we're going to do today is we're actually going to use a photograph. So on the right hand side of this, we've got a few different options. We've got a paint bucket that lets us choose any color that we want to, so you can go in there and use the color wheel to choose what you want. The one beneath that is a kind of like stack of pictures, and that's what you might guess it is. That lets you look at your photo library and choose a picture from there. And the last one is a little camera icon, and I'm going to use this one because I'm going to actually take a picture of myself. I'll spur Ian today for this one, mainly because there's just too much equipment between us and him. I'll have to do like a salt course to get over to him to take a picture. So I'm going to click on this camera icon, and it's currently filming the desk below me. So I've got to pick my iPad up, and then there's Ian actually. Can you see him? Here you go. And I'm going to switch my camera around. I know it might look sideways for you, but it's the right way up for me. And I'm going to take a nice picture. Well, that's about as nice as it gets anyway for me. And then I'm going to click use photo. Now what I've got to do is get my iPad and make sure I've put it down in the same place as I picked it up. So hopefully that's about right. And what it's asking me to do is now, because I've already chosen the square image ratio, the 1:1 Instagram, you can see that it's only letting me cut this or crop it into a square. So I'm going to try and get it to a square which fills the screen. There we go. Let's have a quick look, get myself fairly central. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So this just lets you crop your image down so that you're getting it perfect for your scene. If I'd chosen YouTube, it'd be a lot wider, the crop. And if I'd chosen TikTok, it'd be a lot taller. And so that's why it's important when you're using an image as a background that you set the ratio first before taking your picture. So now I've got my picture in place. I'm going to click on the tick box. It's still got it in the rectangle one. But all I need to do now to start my project is to click on the create project box. And there we are. And we're in. And I've got a nice background of me. Oh gosh, I just realised that I've forced the people at home to have double me though now. It's like you thought you could get away with just watching what I'm animating. No. I'm going to animate myself as well. You're going to be watching me no matter what. No matter what camera angle Ian chooses, I'm on it. I'm on every angle. Unless, I suppose you could put himself up actually. You could see me in his eyes from across the screen. Ian, this is a good point, I guess, to just give everyone a chance to get that set up. Have we had any answers to questions or people telling us where they're from or anything like that we can go to?
Yeah, we have. We can do some shout outs.
Nice one.
Well, we've got Elliot in Somerset.
Hello, Elliot.
We've got Will, and he's watching from North Wales.
Nice.
What part of North Wales?
One of my favourite holiday locations, North Wales.
And then we've got another shout out here and an answer to the question. We've got Jack, Timothy, Noah and Joseph. Wow. That's a team of animators going on there from Bedworth in Warwickshire. Hello to you guys. And then over on they were all on Facebook, and then on YouTube we have got Faith, Faithful Faith. She's always here. Good to see you. And she has answered the question correctly, as a lot of people have, with Harry Potter's lightning scar. Well spotted to you guys. And then we've also had Sarah Hay with the right answer. She's up on Facebook right now. And we've also had a Helen again with Harry Potter. So well done to everybody who got the answer correct. Yeah.
I was wondering when I was doing that animation, I was thinking, I wonder if there's any kind of like famous snotty people in books. I was like, there must be. And then I was thinking, should I do like a kind of, I was tempted to do like maybe a Mr. Twits type thing with the beard. Didn't know where to put some food in there, hiding and stuff like that. So that could be quite a nice challenge for today, actually. Maybe you could animate yourself with something from your favorite book. Maybe you could turn yourself into one of your favorite characters. I was thinking possibly the big ears maybe as well from BFG. But I just went with the lightning bolt in the end. But yeah, let us know if there's any famous snotty people from books. I don't know. I'm sure there must be. Anyone springing to mind, Ian? I didn't know Diary for the Wimpy Kid or something like that. Maybe I don't know.
We've been going through the Roald Dahl back catalogue in our house, so I can't remember why, but the giants spring to mind. I think something in the description of the other giants in the BFG. They're pretty gross, and the twits as well.
The twits, yeah.
Gross, so maybe there's something in there. You could do a pretty cool animation if you wanted to turn yourself into a twit with some like really crazy hair features.
Yeah.
Sean's already halfway there.
I know, that's my role model.
We've all figured it out of our top of our head though. Yeah, that'd be great.
I was listening to a podcast recently that was talking about the twits, and it was one of my favourite books when I was younger. But you know, when you just forget loads and loads of stuff, and as they were talking about everything that went on in there, it's just like memories just sprung back into my head of reading it. You know, like all the different things that they had, monkeys and all sorts.
In the beers.
That one stuck in my head. I remembered that one. I don't know why, but like it was something to do with like monkeys and trees and stuff like that. That it was like the making the walking stick shorter and things like that. Was like all those ones that I've forgotten about. Oh right. Anyway, enough about books. But yeah, let us know about your favorite books and stuff like that. If you're going to animate something on you're going to animate a book onto yourself, or not an actual book, but you know, make yourself look like a character from a book. Let us know. Brilliant. All right, so the one that I'm going to start with out of all the ones that we saw on my face today, is I'm going to start with my eyes. I did like a funny eye roll on it. So we're going to see if we can teach everyone today to do the boggly eyes, and we'll see how quickly we get on with everything. And if we get there really quick, then we'll have a look. But I think this one might take a while actually. So now we've got our project set up and we've got our picture in there. We've got the ability to draw on top of it. So down the left hand side of our screen, we've got all the different kind of tools that we can use. And the first thing we're going to look at is our brushes. And the brushes are basically the tools that we draw with. So at the moment, you can see there's kind of like a fine liner selected on mine on the left hand side. If I give that a click and then click it again, it gives me some options inside the fine liner now. So I can make it bigger. If I click on this little dot that's just underneath it, I can make it bigger. If I draw on screen, you see it's bigger. And if I draw below it here, I can make it smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, unless I wanted to draw like a kind of funny drawing across my face, I might want to delete that. Now, I could go back and use the eraser tool, which I do use quite a lot, but show everyone my favorite button in the world is the undo button. And it's on most apps now, and this app is no exception. In the top right hand corner, there's a little arrow that's going backwards. If you press the undo button a couple of times, you can get rid of the last few things that you've done. So rather than need to go and get the rubber. And once you press the undo button, my next favorite one comes up is the redo one, which is pointing the other way. And if you click that one, it redoes whatever you've undone. So the redo button only appears if you've undone something. So you're looking at your redo button thinking, I can't use my redo button. That one's only available if you've actually undone something. So let's get started. So, oh yeah, if you're wanting to change your brush type, if you click on the pen again, the fine liner, we've got a few different options here at the bottom. We've got a pencil, a paintbrush, and a highlighter. And they all act a little bit like you'd expect them to. The pencil lets you kind of sketch, quite hard to see. If you go over it a few times, it starts becoming a little bit more like a pencil. The brush, a little bit more like a paintbrush, a little bit feathered across the edges. And the highlighter looks like a highlighter. I'll be honest with you, I never use the highlighter on this one, but I use the brush and the pencil quite a bit. I'm just going to undo them. But what I'm going to mainly use today is the fine liner. That's probably my favorite tool, to be honest with you, all of them when I'm animating. I quite like the pencil as well, but today I'm going to mainly use the fine liner. And I'm going to start by just drawing around the outline of my eyes kind of as they are. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So to make drawing easier, a lot of times I make it nice and big. So you just put 2 fingers on the screen, you can pinch and zoom and make what you're drawing a lot bigger. So rather than making life hard for yourself, a lot of times if I'm struggling with drawing something, just make it nice and big, and then you can draw it and you've got a bit more control over it. So I'm going to get the highlighter out now. I'm just going to see, what maybe a bit, yeah, no, I think that's okay. I think that's about the right width that I want. So I'm just going to draw around my eye. So I've done the underneath this one. And then you can also spin it if you want to. Undo that. So if you wanted to change the angle of it so it's easier to draw, you can do that. So I've gone around the outside of this one. And I'm going to go to my other eye, do the same again. Brilliant. And then, oops, drawn a little bit under my nose, so undo. And now I've got the kind of outline of my eyes. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill that in. So what I'm going to do is go to my tub up here, my tub of tools, and I'm going to go down to the fill tool, which looks like a bucket with a little paint drop kind of dripping out of it. And I'm going to click on it again. And I can see that currently I've got like a nice pink fuchsia type color, magenta maybe selected. Looks like the printer ink. Is that magenta, Ian? Yeah. Printer ink? Yeah. I was checking my colors right. Yeah. And I'm going to change it to white because I want to do the inside of my eyes. So if you're ever wanting to change something on this color wheel, we can change all these lovely colors by going around it, blue, but white and black and grays. If you want a white or a black or a gray, it doesn't matter what color is selected. If you drag this dot in the middle of it to the left hand side, to the top left hand side, that makes it white. bottom left makes it black. And then if you want in a grey, you just go up the side there until you get a nice grey, but I want in a white, so I'm going to go all the way to the top left. And I'm going to zoom in. Now, hopefully, I'll tell you what, I'll show you when this works and when it doesn't work. So if I go to my left eye here and click on the fill tool, boop, kind of makes it all white. Looks a little bit scary at the moment. And that works, that fill works because this black line that I drew is fully connected. So because it's like a little fully connected circle, not quite a circle, kind of oval shape, it works and it lets me fill it in. I'm just going to quickly, I'd actually done, this one's right as well because it's going all the way around, but sometimes, let me just get this rub and make it a little bit smaller. Sometimes if you accidentally leave a gap, so I've just rubbed out a little bit of that, so there's a gap, and then I go back to the fill, it goes over your whole drawing. So again, I go back to my favorite button in the world, my undo. And that, the reason that that did that, and the reason that when I try and fill this, it goes around it, is that you can see that right here, this black line's not connecting up properly here. So if you ever try and fill something and it fills the whole page or more than you expected it to, it's just because you've not quite sealed the line. And so I normally zoom in a little bit and get it sorted. So let me just fix this eye. There we go. So to add a new frame, we click on this plus button at the bottom here.
You can just nudge your iPad up just a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. Tell me when. I can't see what we're doing anymore.
That's perfect.
This is perfect, good stuff. So we can see now that I've got, it looks like I've actually got quite red eyes, and it's just because I've got on what we call the onion skin. So to make sure that everyone can see things like that, if we click on these three buttons in the top right hand corner, what we want to make sure is that we have this onion skin part here. We want this one turned on. So you've got a red button there on it so that we can see it. It might be that it's in grey rather than in red. So I click on that, turn the coloured off. Yours might look a bit like that. And it doesn't matter if they do or not. There's just some, I've got a paid version of the app here, and so I think on the free version it's not coloured, but that's fine. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to zoom in again on this picture, and I'm going to draw my eyes, but this time I'm going to draw them slightly larger, so I'm going to flip it again. I'm going to get my fine liner, and I'm going to go slightly larger than I did the first time. Looks like I'm almost giving myself some makeup. I'm still trying to roughly get to where the eye finished before, but just going slightly larger. So have a quick look at that. I think this left one's a little bit too large, so the right one's a little bit too large. I'm going to undo it there. Go for that one again. That one looks a bit better. Bit of a straight edge there on that one, but it's okay. I was talking to Ian about this before, and I was saying that I actually prefer it when they're not absolutely perfect. I think it makes it look a little bit more hand-drawn, a little bit more like a comic book. So I'm going to fill in these sections again. And then I'm going to go, I'm going to go and do another layer. So I'm going to click on this plus button again at the bottom. And again, I'm going to make this a bit bigger again. So back to my fine liner. This time I'm going to go a little bit wider. And again on the other side. Oh, bit wide there on that one. I always seem to go bigger on this right side. Each time just a little bit bigger. Just going a little bit bigger each time. And again, I'm going to fill it in. Now, the reason I've not been doing, you might be thinking, why is he not doing the iris and the inside of the eye? And what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to do that on another layer in a second. So I'm going to go bigger again. And I'm going to go, oops, haha. If that happens to anyone, that's because you've left the fill tool on instead of jumping to the pen like I just did then. So undo that. There you go. Jump to the pen. And again, going bigger again. Each time just going bigger and bigger. Oop, that one's a bit rushed. Just like me, you ever make a mess of it? Just undo it. Just go back and do it again. That's a bit big, that one. I don't know why, every time I get to this right eye, I just get a little bit bigger. How are we all looking there, Ian, backstage? Now we all right again? Oh, I can see myself on the TV. This is why Ian gets paid the big bucks, sorting out all this stuff behind the back, behind the scenes and stuff. I wouldn't know where to start if I was just doing this on my own. We all right now? We're back on and stuff.
Yeah, apart from my camera angles pointing at you.
Oh, right.
So I can just flip that around.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be able
There is no escape now. Sean is on absolutely every single angle.
The good news, Ian, though, is that people will... I reckon that you might have done this on purpose because Ian's put up some more pictures on the wall there, and we don't normally get to see them on the on the normal angles. I think that this is all on purpose, just so people know the extra work that you've been putting on here at the studio, getting all these extra posters up on the wall.
There's definitely a less stressful way of telling people that we put some more posters up. Apologies for the technical issues, guys. I think a fuse went basically. So let us know in the comments, please. Everything should be back up to normal. Bear with us.
Yeah,
thank you.
Brilliant. What did everyone think of my small talk, by the way? I thought I did quite a decent job of filling the gap then. But yeah, it was pretty on the spot. All right, I'm going to go one more layer, I think, now with these eyes. I'm going to make them nice and big, almost like they're just like almost a circle, but maybe not quite. I'm going to go a bit taller now. And it's kind of almost like a semicircle, that one there at the top. And again, I'm going to try and do the same at the bottom. Ooh, a bit wobbly on this side. Personally, when I'm drawing an arc, I like doing it so that I've got it above my pencil. So I could like go and edit from this side like this. Although you wouldn't know it from that drawing, but I do. But normally prefer it. There we go, a bit smoother. Oops. I'm going to spin my eye around again. So I'm going to go to this side, do the same thing. Just move it over. Zoom in a little bit. And then again, I'm going to turn it upside down because I prefer drawing the arc the other way around. Maybe that's something I can work on as a drawing technique. Drawing my arcs upside down. I saw quite an interesting video actually. I know we normally shout people out for videos and stuff, but if anyone's into the drawing, there was a brilliant lot of videos that were brought out by Disney around drawing some of your favorite characters from them. And one of the things I quite liked about it was the person that was talking about how they draw circles. And they said if you wanted to draw a full circle, you best not putting your whole hand on the table when you're trying to do it. You kind of like leave your whole arm off the table and kind of do it like as a movement from your elbow. So it's instead of using your hand, it's almost like that, which is not too bad. But yeah, they say it, and I thought, oh, that's a nice little drawing tip. If anyone's got any more drawing tips like that for me, I'm always open to hearing them. There we go. All right, so we've got our two eyes, and I think that's the full length that I'm going to go. I'm going to fill them in really quickly. And then I've got 5 frames, so I've got about half a second of an animation here. So if I want to watch it and see what it looks back like, you can just hit the play button on the right hand side of the screen. On one of the frames, I've got a little bit of a mustache going on, so I'm going to have to find that. Oh, there it is, frame 3. If you spot something on a frame that you didn't want to be there, like I didn't want that there, you can just go and delete it. That's fine. So there we go. Lovely. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of work backwards from frame 1, and I want to put in now the irises, so the inside of the eyes that are there, so that people can see them. But to do that, what I want to do is I want to actually do this on a new layer, so that it is not so it's not on the same layer as this one. And the reason that I want to do that is because I want to move them around a little bit. So to draw a new layer, what you do is you can click on, in the bottom right hand corner, there is almost kind of like 3 pieces of paper stacked on top of each other, and there's a little 1 next to it. If you give that a click, you'll see that we've just got a layer 1 here, and that's where I've been drawing my eyes. But what you want to do is click on the plus button there, and it adds another layer on there, and we're going to work on layer 2 for this bit here. So what I'm going to do, now I'm on a new layer, I'm going to zoom in again. I'm just going to draw the inside of a couple of eyes in here, and maybe get the little pupil in the middle. And pupil. Now my eyes are brown, but you can make them any color you want. This might be a nice excuse to change the colors of your eyes. So I might do that actually. So I'm going to go back to my fill tool. So look at it, and I'm going to change it from white to, what color should I make my eyes in? What do you reckon?
Scary.
Scary.
Red.
Red. Oh, I've gone for a really scary one today. Scary animation. Yeah, let's go with red then. All right, so nice bright red. Oh, I know why that's happened. That's a good point. Look at that. That looks weird, doesn't it? That's because, just like I said before, I've not fully closed them. So because I've got them on a different layer, so what I need to do then to get that to work, just go back to my pen and just kind of go round it as well. So if I go like this and go like this, because although it looks like it's closed, that bottom bit is actually on another layer. So hopefully now when I do this bit, it should work. So let's go to fill. Oops, done the outline of it. There we go, yeah. And I'm just gonna do the same for the next level layer. So I'm gonna make them slightly bigger, but I can use, oops. Rubbish. Rushing it. Zoom in. Again, you're thinking to yourself, that doesn't quite look right. Just undo and do it again. You've got to learn to have a little bit of patience when you're doing animation. And again, I'm going to give that a fill. Oops, undone that there accidentally. Give that a fill. Give that a fill. And again, go through my layers. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger as my levels are getting bigger. Oh, again, I keep rushing the right one. I don't know why. I think I get excited because I've done the left one pretty good. There I go. Right, just get this right one done. Let us know, by the way, how your animation's going. Let us know if you have started animating your eyes, if they're looking real. Let us know if you've started with something else. You might be going, you know what, I'm going to do something else at this point, and how it's going. And you know what, actually, I think I'm going to draw one more set of them a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to go to use my copy and paste from there. So again, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger as the eyes are getting bigger. The pupils are kind of growing a little bit with the eyes. Okay, lovely. I've got my fifth one. Yeah, go on then one more time. A little bit bigger this time. better than that. Oops. Redo. Have we had any comments in, Ian, or anyone else that's joining in, or any ideas of what they're going to be doing and things like that?
Yeah, I'm back. Hello. We did. I asked the question: what character from a book would you like to animate or make a reference to, like Sean did? We asked that on Facebook and YouTube, and we did have some answers. We've got one from Sharon Timms. Hello to Sharon, and she has gone with the Harry Potter theme. I think you might have set a trend there, Sean, with your example, possibly, or maybe we've just got massive Harry Potter fans. And then an answer which I kind of like, which we've had from Philip Stubbs, is freestyle. Not going to be constrained by any inspiration or books that we've read. We're just going to create our own characters, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I like that. So
be your own person.
If you didn't see that question or whatever, and you want to answer that, I'll put it back out on Facebook. What character from a book would you like to animate? Let's open that back up. And anywhere else you're watching on YouTube, Periscope or Twitch, then just let us know in the comments what are you going to do. You're seeing what Sean is showing you how to do. We're just starting with some eyes, but the principle is the same for any bits and bobs that you wanted to draw on top of your face, or somebody else's face, or the dog's face, or the cat's face, or any face or object.
I didn't think about doing it on an animal. That sounds really fun. Yeah.
So, what are you going to do? What character and what are you going to do? Let us know.
I'm pretty happy with my eyes at the moment now. I've got a little bit scurrier, but we've got them growing out like that. And what I'm going to do now is this bit, I can save a little bit of time now. What I'm going to do is slightly different now to how I've been doing it in the past, because I've just been adding new frames. But to save me a little bit of time now, so I don't have to keep drawing them every single frame, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to copy this frame with the drawings and the layers that I've done. So to do that, if you hold your finger down on the last frame you've done, so for me it's frame 5, there's a couple of options inside this that pop up. The middle two are like kind of a trash can, which would delete it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste all my great work. But the one next to it to the right is two pieces of paper on top of each other. So that's a copy. So I'm going to copy. And then on the very far right, there's kind of like a clipboard with a little arrow coming out of it on the right hand side. And I'm going to click on that one. And what that does is make that frame again next to it. So this is where the layers that I've been using are going to come in handy. Because what I want to start doing is moving the middle of the eyes around. I did like a googly eyes effect on mine. I got them to go the wrong way around from each other. Some people might be able to do that in real life. I can just about roll my eyes the right with the same way around together, but I'm going to get them to go the opposite way around. So now that I've got in my new frame, I'm just going to check my layers and make sure I've got the second layer selected, which I do. I can tell it's selected because it's got a little red line next to it here. If I wanted to select the bottom layer, you click on it, that goes red, but I want my second one selected, so I'm going to click on that. And what I'm going to do is, to begin with, I want to move my eyes to the bottom of my page, so I'm going to click on this Lasso Tool, which is on the left one. That lets you kind of draw a box around stuff. Now, the lasso only affects the layer that you're on, so I've just drawn one around. I'm going to do that again so we can all see. Drawn around both sets of eyes. But because I'm on layer 2, when I move this down, only the center of the eyes move. So it was a bit of a pain setting it up before, but what you do is you save yourself loads of time later on by being able to do that. So I'm going to move these both down. Then I'm going to copy this frame again. So I'll go back to frame 6, copy, paste, and I'll do the same again. And then go, oops. Oh, I did a mistake there. I just added a frame in. So move that one. Go back to frame 7. Hold the finger on it. Copy, paste. Get them at the bottom. And then, so now, hopefully, if I play this back, got the eyes roll into the bottom. Then I want them to go in different directions. So I'm going to do this technique again. Copy, paste. But this time I'm going to lasso them separately, so that one's going one way and one's going the other way. So lasso this one, Move it a little bit. Lasso this one.
Sean, I'm
Move it a
getting
little bit.
real Judge Doom vibes from this animation.
Judge Doom.
Before does anybody know what I'm waffling on about in the comments section? Judge Doom. Where's Judge Doom from? One, maybe ask your mum and dad if if you're too young. Fantastic. Award nominated, I think winner as well, film from my childhood, which used similar techniques to what Sean's doing today, actually. Kind of like animating on top of photos and videos and stuff like that. It was pretty cool and also pretty frightening.
Yeah, I was going to suggest. I almost suggested that everyone watch it, but then I thought maybe check.
Check in with your mum and dad and let us know in the comments if you know what I think Sean is starting to look a little bit like here. Judge Doom. Does anybody know where Judge Doom is from?
So you can tell that I'm going quite quick with this now because it's just the same technique again and again and again. So, oops. And that's what you got to be careful of. If you just go too quickly, remove that frame. Let's go back to remove this one. There we go. That's these ones together. So you're just highlighting your frame, copying it, pasting it, lasso, move it a little bit, lasso the other one, move it a little bit. And so I've not been saying it each time because I've just been kind of getting around it quite quickly as we're doing it. So, Ian, you put out a couple of questions then before, didn't you, about what people were thinking about doing and things like that. Did we get any more responses from it?
Yeah, we did. We have got, let's put this up on Facebook. So Helen Sinden says, Elliot says that you're going to do Mr. Gum. Now, pardon my ignorance, I have no idea who Mr. Gum is from a book. So let us know in the comments, or I'm sorry whether I should know that or not. But Mr. Gum, do you know, Sean?
Nope.
No.
Not a good
all
clue.
right. So let us know where Mr. Gum is from and give us an idea of what he looks like, what you're going to be drawing. And then we've got another one from Sarah Hay who says Roger the Dodger, which is a kind of cool one. If you could do that on top of yourself, that'd be pretty cool. YouTube's gone pretty quiet.
Come on, YouTube.
Let us know, YouTube. What are you doing? What characters are you doing? What animations are you doing? That'd be ace. It's not quiet. There are lots of people saying hey to one another, but nobody's answering my questions.
We could try and like kind of start a competition, like depending on where you watch us from. So like we have like YouTube versus Facebook
versus YouTube.
Yeah. Versus that one person on Twitch that watches us. Oh, Periscope. Come on, Twitter viewers. We must have a few Twitter viewers out there. Get us an at in there. Tell us what you're doing. See, let us know. Yeah.
That's probably a good time then, while Sean's getting busy doing everything that he's doing there, while we're chatting about the social networks. If you didn't know, you should know by now, but maybe this is your first time here. You can catch these live streams over on our YouTube channel, which is Mako Create UK. If you're already there and you're like, yeah, Ian, we know, then you might not know that you can catch us on Facebook as well, which is facebook.com/Mako Create UK. You're going to spot a trend over all of these social networks, by the way. On Periscope/Twitter, it's at Mako Create UK. You getting all this? You writing them all down?
They should be following them. They don't need to write it down. Get that divide. Get it one by one. Yeah.
The good news is that they're all the same. So at Mako Create on Instagram. All of these videos go up on our IGTV channel as well, if you want to catch up there later. And we have been putting some of our brand new TikTok content on Instagram as well. So you can find us on TikTok and on Instagram at Mako Create UK. There we go. Squeeze that little bit of plugging in there while Sean's been finishing off his animation.
I was gonna say, I was wondering if you were going to mention TikTok with our fantastic, again, small, but we're getting there. We're experimenting with it. We're doing it. We know that there's a lot of kind of TikTokers out there, and we want to join the bandwagon. We're getting on it. We're gonna get Ian and Paul practicing the dance moves, seeing who can have a dance off and stuff like that. All right, I'm pretty happy, I think, with my eyes. I'm gonna give them a play back now and see what they look like. So, whoa, there you go. I think I might have actually missed. Yeah, I was thinking, do I blink on one of them? I've missed one of my eyes out on this one, so I'm gonna just copy it from another one really quickly. So, copy my last frame. I think I must have tried to do it too quick. It's not appearing. Why aren't you appearing there? There we go.
It's not quite blinking when your iris disappears.
No, yeah.
It's a slightly more severe
The nice thing about it being a cartoon is you can kind of just say, yeah, it's a cartoon. It was meant to do that. Yeah, and they just disappear. But no, I'm going to get it right, get it in the middle. Again, there we go. Happy with that now. Brilliant. So, you might have spotted on mine that I had dripping snot and things like that from it. So, this is a little bit of a plug for ourselves. If you're wanting to learn about raindrops and snot drops, as I actually used in that one, check out our YouTube channel and Facebook. Actually, most of them, and I think Ian even said that on Instagram. We did a raindrop one, and it's the exact same technique for the raindrop as it is for the snot drop. So if you're wanting to figure out how to put the snot drops in there, check out our previous video and just change it from white to green, and that is exactly the same technique as for snot as it is for rain, as we did in that video there. So brilliant. Once we are happy with our animations and we're wanting to get it out there and send it to people, what we've got to do is just export our movie. So to do that, what we do is click on these three dots in the top right hand corner, and at the very bottom of here we have Make Movie. If we click on our Make Movie, we can see a few things. We get the title here, so it's called Funny Face. You can change the title of that if you want to, so you can just click in there and it'll bring up a thing. So I might call it Funny Eyes. We want it to go into Instagram format because we've done it in a square, so we're going to leave that as it is. MP4, that's quite a universal video file format, can be uploaded to pretty much anywhere in MP4 format, so just leave that as it is. You might have to have the Flipper Clip watermark on there if you've got the free version of the app. Don't worry about it, it just kind of goes into the bottom right hand corner. I think it's normally pretty anonymous, and then it can tell you how long it is and things like that at the bottom. So mine's only 1 second, it's 22 frames, so it's close to being 2 seconds. I was only 2 frames away from getting to the 2 second mark, and it's at 12 frames per second. So when you're happy, we can just click on that Make Movie section. Now, I must say at this point, you might be going, I'm not finished, I'm not ready to export my movie. Don't do it then. Don't do it. Don't export it right now if you're going to still carry on with your animation and carry on making it. But that's how to do it. If once you've finished it and once you're happy with it, you click on the Make Movie button and export it that way. And then the last thing that it does, it gives you a little preview of it. So we've got our boggly eyes there. And then you can click on Share. Now, when you do this, it comes up with a couple of options. Now, it is slightly different if you're working on an Android device, but I'm sure you've seen all these options before from different apps and things like that. I'm going to save to my device, and what that does is it puts it into my photo library. I know that within Android devices, there's a similar option where you can save it to your photos and things like that. So I'm going to save this one to my device. Okay, lovely. Now, what we've also got is a little competition for everyone. So we'd love to see your smiley faces and funny faces and eyes bulging and Harry Potter wizard flying and everything else that you've done with your animation. So when you're ready, once you completed your animation, if you want to send it to us for a chance to win one of our amazing animation packs, and inside these animation packs we get a desk easel, we get a Make or Create notepad and pen, we get a stylus so that we can draw on tablets and phones, We get a Lego character and a Lego board. So if you're interested in stop motion animation, you can do them, and a load of other bits and bobs. I think we get some colored pencils and stuff in there as well. So they're really nice little kits. And if you want to enter that, what we need you to do is send us into your animation to us so we can have a look through them. So let's have a look at how to do that. So Ian, have you got my my laptop there on your computer, so you can have a look? We can have a look through it. Or
I'm just in the process of double checking after our mini meltdown. Could you just rebroadcast that, Sean?
Yeah, no problem. I can. That's not a problem.
So, while Sean's doing that, what you guys need to do is head over to there you go, makocreate.co.uk. Bookmark it, save it, set it as your homepage. In fact, just send all your love our way. Mako Create UK. Let's see if I have now got Sean's display. I have. Are you ready for me to go to you?
Yeah, you can do. That's great.
Awesome.
So if you get onto our website with the address below, what we need you to do is navigate to the What's On section. They don't need to see that. I can describe it perfectly well. And once you get into our What's On section, you'll be able to see this event here, which is the one that we've been doing. I think we'll post a link to it as well in the descriptions and stuff like that, just in case you're looking to upload it in a week or so's time and it's no longer there. But if you click onto this cartoon animation, it opens up a page that looks like this. Part of it has just got kind of information about us, but if we scroll to the bottom, scroll, here it is. Want to have your animation showing off, you can submit your animations with us here. And so if we give that a click, it'll basically open up a form, and if any of you guys have done projects with us in the past, you will know what we ask for. So we just need the name, the age, an email address. So if you are over 18, you can pop your own email address in there, but if you are under 18, we need the email address of a parent or guardian, so that we can contact you to let you know if you have one. And then last but not least, we need your animation. So you click on that add files there, and it lets you go into your computer and grab the file, or you could actually do this via your device and take it from there. So however you go about it, get that sent off to us, and we love taking a look at them. We also put them all on our Mako Creators YouTube channel. So if you want to be featured on our YouTube channel, same biz, you'll definitely get that. Everyone that sends an animation gets put onto our YouTube channel, and then we choose one winner to get the animation pack, which we'll send out to you via post and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that is pretty much everything. Ian, have we missed anything out there that we need to go through, or any final comments from people or anything like that? Any questions that people want answering and things?
No. I've asked the question, has everybody liked the stream wherever you're watching it? That'd be a massive help. I guess the only apologies for the downtime in between there. Hopefully you were able to catch up, and everything's okay. So I hope that hasn't hampered you too much. If it hasn't, and you've appreciated the efforts that we've gone to today, then a like on the stream is one thing, but a review on our Facebook page would be amazing. So if you're not there already, Mako Create UK, and just head down to the review or recommendation section, and 30 seconds, just tell us how much you've enjoyed working with us today or in the past and everything. I've put the link to submit your animations in the comments.
Brilliant.
Just on my way through working through all the social medias, social networks on that, so you can just click that link when you're done. There's no rush. Don't send it to us now. There's no prizes for first. There's prizes for the best.
We'll probably give it till Sunday. We normally give it till Sunday, don't we? Yeah. So if you've got all week to be able to, almost a full week to be able to submit that to us. So don't rush it. Or send us multiples. You don't have to just send one. You send us one today, and then you might go, do you know what? I'm going to do some more funny faces later on, and send them through. One last thing that we really do want to speak to people about is what we're going to be doing over the summer. Now, we are going to be busy. We're actually very excited that we're going to be going out back in person to a school tomorrow for the first time since lockdown. So that's quite exciting, making sure that we're doing it safely, of course, but we're back out and about delivering sessions. But as well as doing that, we've also got 6 pre-recorded videos that are going to be going out weekly to you guys during the summer holidays. So we are going to be covering things like animation, particularly looking at TikTok. We're going to be doing a digital music making one. We are going to be doing a microbit coding one. We are going to be doing now I'm starting to get stuck with them. I got to 3 before I started to get stuck. You remember them off the top of your head?
What have you gone through? We're going to be doing drone coding. Have you done that one?
Microbit coding.
Computer game design. And animation.
Yeah, there's a few in there. I think there's a couple others as well. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but we'll be doing loads of cool stuff.
Oh, for the videos.
The video ones, yeah.
I thought you were talking about what we're going to be doing in the school.
No, sorry.
Or music making.
Yeah, done that one.
Rather than me guessing, it's almost like we prepared this, haven't we?
But we're going to be doing different ones each week, and all looking at different elements of creativity, and they're all free to watch and to do and take part with. And so again, with all those, we'd love to see how you guys got on taking part, what you create from them. I can't remember the last couple ones that we're doing, but they're going to be good, I'm sure. I've only remembered the ones I'm doing, I think.
So we're going to do some graphic design, face swapping kind of fun with graphic design, pixel art, pixelating yourself, turning yourself into a pixel sprite. I'm going to be doing some more animating for using FlipperClip for TikTok, microbit coding, some glitch art, so kind of breaking images and turning them.
That's what we were doing today. That's what
glitch stream.
Yeah, that is what it was all about. It was a viral plug for our upcoming glitch art.
And digital music making. I think that's pretty much everything.
That covers it. Cool.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for those. Subscribe, like, review, all that jazz. But from myself and Ian, and I would always want to finish off with just a massive thank you to Cheshire, West and Chester libraries. Please go and check out their website for more information on the Summer Reading Challenge. But just thank you very much for partnering with us on this stream. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. And so if you know any other people that would like to partner up and do a stream and get creative with us, then please send on our details, because we always love working with other people and doing fun stuff like this. But yeah, take care. Hope everyone has a really nice week, and we will be back soon with more creative stuff for you to do. See you later.